Hello chaps, Paul Curran here. I hope you and all the listeners are well. I can't guarantee the soul of wit this week, but there will, I hope, be some brevity and levity. There was an old man from Devizes whose balls were of differing sizes. One was small, no good at all. The other was big and won prizes. The limerick. No discussion of poetry would be complete without some idea of the development of the limerick, which is popular across Europe. I'll come on to that in a moment. However, I'd first like to mention a young poet who has been extraordinarily busy and successful in her short career, and she may well be known to younger listeners for her music as much as for her poetry or spoken verse. Her name is Kate Tempest, and in fact, she was born Kate Calvert, Kate Esther Calvert, on the 22nd of December in 1985. She's described as an English poet, musical artist, novelist and playwright. In 2013, she won the Ted Hughes Award for her work Brand New Ancients, which she performed on Lavender Hill at the Battersea Arts Centre, where I've acted in the past, and a wonderful venue it is too. She cites as her references Billy Bragg, John Cooper Clarke, Benjamin Zephaniah. She actually supported Billy Bragg, John Cooper Clarke and Benjamin Zephaniah, but she cites as her influences as diverse a selection as Samuel Beckett, James Joyce, Yeats and Blake, whom we discussed recently. This is a poem from 2017, and I particularly like it. It's called The Point. The days they break to fade. What fills them I'll forget. Every touch and smell and taste. This sun about to set can never last. It breaks my heart. Each joy feels like a threat. Although there's beauty everywhere, its shadow is regret. Still, something in the coming dusk whispers not to fret. Don't matter that we'll lose today. It's not tomorrow yet. The Point by Kate Tempest. Well worth a listen or indeed a read. So the limerick. Well, the limerick, the poem that is, not the city and county Limerick on the River Shannon in Ireland. The poetry form, on closer inspection, it's far more rigorous than one might first think. It follows a predominantly anapestic meter with the strict rhyme of AA, BB, A, and in which the first, second and fifth lines rhyme, while the third and fourth are shorter. Those longer rhyming lines, I have read, must have between 9 and 11 syllables, while the shorter line must have between 5 and 7, although that's not always adhered to. And of course, many limericks, for them to be funny, which they predominantly are, it's in the delivery of them rather than the strictures of syllable count that their quality lies. Some examples that I found, which I thought might amuse you. Well, the first that one seems to encounter is one by Edward Lear. Edward Lear popularised the form, first appeared in England in the early 18th century, and popularised later by Edward Lear. His dates were 1812, born in May, either on the 12th or the 13th of May, and he lived until the 29th of January 1888. But he was also an illustrator and a musician, and author. But this is one of his. There was an old man with a beard who said, "It's just as I feared. 2 owls and a hen, 4 larks and a wren have all built their nests in my beard." He had a wonderful beard as well, Edward Lear, which is reassuring to know. John Cooper Clarke, whom I mentioned a moment ago, he parodies the Lear beard limerick with, "There was an old man with a beard, a funny old man with a beard. He had a big beard, a great big old beard, that amusing old man with a beard." I've written a couple which appear in my second collection of poems. If you indulge me, I'll force those upon you. This one's called Limericky. There was a young girl from Prestatyn who had satin shorts she felt fat in. Without any delay, they sold fast on eBay. Satin shorts, not shat in, but satin. And one more. Lear-marick, this one, or Dover sold. An old king whose reign was long over told his blind pal sat down in Dover after a wild storm, you could say reborn. No shit, 3 daughters to look after. And this one, which I think is quite masterful, by the maths expert and wordplay specialist Lee Mercer, who's British, and he lived from 1893 until 1977. And he's written it numerically as 12 plus 144 plus 20 plus 3 times the square root of 4, all over, so all divided by 7 plus 11 times 5 equals 9 squared plus 0, which he's then written out as a limerick. A dozen, a gross and a score, plus 3 times the square root of 4, divided by 7, plus 5 times 11 is 9 squared and not a bit more. Some are extraordinarily clever, but none more so than that. I'm sure you'll agree. Finally, this one. The limerick packs laughs anatomical into space that is quite economical. But the good ones I've seen so seldom are clean, and the clean ones so seldom are comical. Finally today, with it being this time of year, a couple of sonnets that I wrote appeared in my first collection, his only sonnet. This, in fact, the very first sonnet in the book, October's Prerogative. My giddy aunt, the rain, bucketing down, bouncing knee-high off the ground where it fell, complete and loud, deep din drum-rolling sound. 6 minutes to fill the river full swell. We run as ants in boiling hot water. October's prerogative, one may say. The sun's smiling now, warm like laughter. No need of heed for the weather to pay. Age, rank, morality won't change the plan. Safeguard dealers might blind with false kindness, but we know these reins neither care nor can guess who defines life through truth, mirth, sadness. So spell check your maker, do your brave best, then leave it to fortune to do the rest. Finally, Mop Fair, as the fair is about to arrive in Stratford later this week. It will then go on to Warwick and return later to Stratford with the runaway mop. I woke early and went walking round town. The fair was there, but the rides were all stilled. There's a new tower being built which looks down on those who'll queue for the thrills and the spills. But now it's quiet, no traffic allowed. Gargoyles unlit on the greyish ghost train. Empty drink cans where tonight there's a crowd, screaming, then laughing in the autumn rain. A beach deserted, disused theatre, graveyard perhaps with parallel headstones, or a sports car's needle speedometer, set, stilled, and, but for the wind, all alone. So potential is held, felt energy. As childish fears slumber in memory.